You are watching Stripped Out, Saskatchewan's only award-winning one-hour local music showcase, the show that brings the venue to you in the comfort of your own living room. I am your host, Curtis Anderson. Big treat tonight, driving all the way up from Regina, the Queen City. Ladies and gentlemen, it's JJ Voss.
Tell you this story just as quick as I can, cause it's lockdown time at the federal pen. The typical bar on a typical night, the redneck crowd most typically find. Now I might be young, but I ain't naive, and they're riding on the war and it's time to leave. The parking lot with my wounded pride wasn't alone, it was 1-5. Now you be the judge and tell wrong from right, 'cause I found my bearings in my old mag light. Wasn't my design, no it wasn't my plan, didn't want no trouble, I'm an innocent man, yep. Sirens howled and the ambulance came, and they fit my wrist with a bracelet of chains. Investigating officer read my rights to interrogation 3 for the rest of the night. He said, now give me a statement, son, and tell your side. Didn't need no lawyer, had nothing to hide. He handed me a paper and a ballpoint pen, wrote my way to a sentence of 10. At a courthouse here and there I was arraigned. They figured me for a fool, but I maintain. I said it now once and I say it again. I plead not guilty, I'm an innocent man. That's my story and this is my fate, and I don't have time to elaborate, 'cause the guard, he's soon to come around again. Hell of a life for an innocent man.
You are watching Stripped Down. We're spending 60 minutes with JJ Voss. I'm going to say finally spending 60 minutes with JJ Voss.
Glad to be here.
This episode has been years in the making, sir. Your name constantly comes up. You're like a staple in Regina.
Well, I've been working at it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was trying to explain you, and I don't know a whole lot about you, but I said, I think he's kind of like the Jay Semko of Regina. Is that flattering? Is that fair? Is that...
Those are big boots to fill.
But every time we have Regina acts on, you know, they're talking about the festivals or the things they played, and they're like, yeah, we shared the stage with. And it's usually either JJ Voss right off the top, or they're going through the list, and then they get excited and go, oh, and JJ Voss.
Well, that's real flattering. I appreciate that. I've been playing, like, my first record. That song that I just played was off my first record, and I didn't manage to get out and tour much, like outside of, you know, the perimeter of kind of southern Saskatchewan. I had a different job at the time that was very consuming, and then I wasn't able to really take off out on the road, but I did play around Regina lots and some of the festivals, and I've been at it for a while, and I'm involved in production work as well. So as far as my depth, that, you know, that's kind of how I know everybody, and that's how that came to be.
Your current job is less consuming? Again, I try not to do a whole big meet and greet before we start rolling on tape, because I like the conversation to be natural. But you said you worked till 3 a.m. last night. You were on the road. I was playing
last night, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I host.
Well, that's different then.
Yeah, I host like a open mic night and a jam. Our band, me and my band, we do the first hour, and then it turns into an open mic.
Okay, my vision was way more romantic than that. I thought you were working on like some like industrial assembly line or something. Then you hopped in the car to play your music a couple hours later. So it was a music gig.
Yeah. And my day job, or my day gig, I wouldn't call it a day gig, is I'm an audio engineer. So I work with different bands and I produce stuff at home, and I also mix different live acts and that kind of thing.
So kind of a mentor? Can we settle with that in Regina?
Well, maybe, but that would make me sound really old.
No, not old. However, I have noticed this last year. There's been kind of a resurgence of young bands from Regina.
Yeah.
We did 3-4 seasons of Stripped Down, and the Regina bands were pretty scarce. And suddenly we've had, this season alone, Fortunate Isles, I believe Indifference, For Eel, and of course the good old Spider G, which we're going to talk about a little later.
There's a thriving scene going on right now, and I kind of, being a few years older, like I'm in my 30s, and of obviously kind of more of a rootsy country genre. This show that I've been doing at the restaurant called the Tuesday Night Troubadour has really let me connect with kids from different genres, and it's been great. I got to know a lot of different people and that kind of thing.
So a little bit of a resurgence.
Yeah.
The only other story I remember about you is we had Carrie Senko in here like 2 or 3 seasons ago, and that was the first time we had discussions about you coming on Stripped Down. And Carrie, she's tiny and cute. She's like, make sure you get him on a good day. He can be grumpy. You could tell her I said that. She looked me in the face and said that, and I was like, oh, that's wonderful. I'm sure that's a stunning endorsement, Carrie. I'm sure he's a really nice guy.
Carrie's a gem.
Carrie tells it like it is. It's fine. Okay, you kicked off the show with what song again? Sorry.
It's called Innocent Man.
And Innocent Man goes back a few years.
Yeah, that was my first record came out in 2008, and I think I wrote that one around. It was early. That was about 2004, 2003. It was loosely based on a true story, but I managed to change the names and some of the details in order to protect the guilty. All
right. Song number 2 then.
I think I'm gonna do another song off the first record.
I can tell you're a seasoned veteran though. You don't have a piece of paper on the floor. You don't have a set list. Very rare and Stripped Down. Do you have it like written on the back of your guitar or something?
No, I'm basically, maybe I should be more prepared.
You and me both, JJ. Sorry, this song again is?
I'm gonna do a song off the first record about karma. This one's called Two Gold Teeth.
Two Gold Teeth, ladies and gentlemen, JJ Voss.
Town. Sell little bottles of magic stuff that could save your life or just pick you up. Water thin and molasses brown. He took everybody's money till it was all gone, thinking he'd just move along, and like a dead man walking, he hit the road. 'Cause Johnny followed him with murder on his mind, took the whole town's money that he knew he'd find. Then he took a pair of pliers to a smile of gold. He took 2 gold teeth from a dead man and made him into a wedding band, and dropped to his knees for the one he loved. But you can't take a life and get away, 'cause it'll double back and bite you in the butt someday. A bit of money in a woman's hand don't make one good reason to kill a man, let alone for 2 gold teeth. Now it rained like Armageddon on the wedding day, and nobody was the wiser that the whole town paid for the hall, the cake, and the dress she wore. Bad karma right from day one. The doctor said they never have a daughter or a son, and they might as well not even try no more. With no legacy or money in the bank, Johnny's luck was like a leaky old gas tank, and he was one spark from the fires of hell. And that woman got bored and started to run around, but not a quarter or a half, but the whole town, and he'd be better off in a prison cell. When he took But you can't take a life and get away, 'cause it'll double back and bite you in the butt someday. A bit of money in a woman's hand don't make one good reason to kill a man, let alone for two gold teeth. Now Johnny carried that secret like 100-pound sack, while his true love spent her time on her back until he went and killed her in a jealous rage. And now he's looking at bars in 99 years, time enough to think about what got him there, and to listen to the voice of his guilt and shame for taking two gold teeth from a dead man. He put a curse on his life then, and he took it out on the one he loved. But you can't take two lives and get away, 'cause it'll double back and bite you in the butt someday. A bit of money and a woman's love don't make one good reason to kill someone, let alone for two gold teeth, let alone for two gold teeth.
You are watching Stripped Down with JJ Voss. Two Gold Teeth.
Yeah.
The first song you said was based on kind of a true story. Please tell me that was based on a true story too.
Well, that one is one song that I didn't write. It was
Okay.
written by a friend of mine. His name is Steve Fox.
Did he write about a true story?
I hope not.
I was going to say, if you wrote that from a true story, there's no more music for the next 50 minutes. We are just breaking that song down.
That's a
lyric by
nasty
lyric.
tune, but it's
That was
such
an
a
amazing song.
I heard it once at a songwriter poll Steve was doing, and you could feel the hair standing up on your arms, and everybody in the room, you could have heard a pin drop. And well, Steve is very focused on writing radio material, so he was almost apologetic when he played it, saying, wow, you know, radio will never play this, I'm not sure if I should even, but he played it, and again, like I said, you could have heard a pin drop, and when I was putting together the material for my first record, it just fit, and it was, I've always been a fan of real haunting, twisted stories like that. So I said, Steve, can I borrow that song from you? He goes, you really want to?
There's reasons you like that music. We're going to get to that. We're going to talk about Hillbilly Storybook, your first disc, but we have to take our very first commercial break. So lots more Stripped Down with Regina's own JJ Voss coming up right after this. Mr. Sicily Pizza and Pasta is proud to sponsor community programming on Shaw TV. Mr. Sicily, located at the corner of 51st and Miller in the north end of Saskatoon. 975-0345.
The following sponsors are proud to support local community programming on Shaw. Long and McQuaid, 721 43rd Street East, Saskatoon, 244-0509, or online at long-mcquaid.com. Ultimo Euromoto. (204 3rd Avenue South in downtown Saskatoon), 664-6640.
Do you know where your tap water comes from? It can come from one of two sources, groundwater or surface water. Surface water often begins as snowfall that accumulates in the winter and melts into our rivers and lakes. Cities will treat it to get rid of most of the impurities and then send it down the pipes, under the streets, and into our homes. The problem is, the quality of water is being damaged by our activities, and as our earth warms up, there may be less water available in the future. How can we look after our water resources? Find out where your water comes from and how it is being protected. Use less when you're showering, brushing your teeth, or watering your lawn. And never pour toxins like cleaning solutions down a toilet, sink, or storm drain, as it ends up in our rivers and lakes. It's our turn to take care of this planet, and I think we can do a better job. What do you think?
We're back. You're watching Strip Down, Regina's own JJ Voss in the Shaw TV studios tonight. Again, episode 144. It took a while.
That's a milestone.
It is. We're
Wow.
coming up to 150. I'm kind of excited. It seems like it was just the other day we were on 100.
That's
and we were like, every time we hit one of those milestones, we just take a look and go, do we keep going? Do we leave while we've got all this momentum? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but we've got a few tricks up our sleeves yet. Strip Down isn't going anywhere. I want to see it in its 6th season for sure.
I hope so.
Yes, and again, it's up to you to go back to Regina and sing the praises of the show.
Oh, by all means.
Yes.
Any chance that indie artists like us get a chance to,
an hour
get our
of
music,
TV.
get our music out front and actually get our mugs on TV. It's
And
a,
it
it's a good
plays
thing.
down there in Access Communication too. They
Oh,
pick it
okay.
up. Yeah.
Oh, right on.
I believe. Do you remember how you found out about the show? I'm guessing I contacted you.
Yeah, well, I think I first met you in Brandon at Juno Fest. Or no, was it WCMA's? That's right.
2009.
Oh, in
so.
09, yeah.
09?
That's
Yeah.
and I was playing that.
When our little sheepdogs played back then.
Yeah,
Remember they
yeah.
headlined it. Aw.
Yeah, I think we were on the same showcase that night,
Yep.
and that's when I met you. And then we shot a little something then. And then you mentioned that you were going to Saskatoon and you'd be starting, or
Yeah,
were you starting it then, or was it already underway?
It was already in play there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually lived in Brandon before that.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
It was condensing all of our all of the conversations we had that night. But you were playing at I want to say the Decker. Does that
Double
sound right?
Decker, that's
Double
right.
Decker,
Yeah.
which ironically, I guess I don't know if I'm using the term right or not, is like the only cool bar in Brandon. So you lucked out.
Well, that's
When I lived there, I was there. Well, I don't want to say every night, but most nights
yeah. It was
while
a
I was in college.
it was a neat venue. It was great.
But they didn't have live music back then, which was too bad. But now they do.
well,
Okay,
good,
I
good.
want to jump into Hillbilly Storybook, kind of growing up, where you grew up, how you grew up. But let's get to another song first before we
All
jump
right.
into that, because I feel that might be a lengthy conversation. So, song number 3 from JJ Voss.
I'm gonna do. This is kind of a goofy song, and but it's a lot of fun. And
It'll be a 180 from the last one.
Yeah, it'll be. I think I'm pretty sure that your viewers have a sense of humor.
You'd hope so. If they've stuck with us for 144 episodes, yeah, they're laughing.
Right. Well, as long as I don't get too much hate mail.
I'll throw it in the pile, buddy.
All right, I'm doing a song right now. It's called Joni the Jehovah Witness Stripper.
There's nothing I can say to that.
She drives a new car, wears expensive blouses. She tells her mama, well, she's cleaning houses. She goes out witnessing, doing the Lord's work all week. But on the weekend, well, she's making ends meet. Joni the Jehovah Witness stripper put $8 in her G-string. She'll deliver if her daddy only knew. He'd probably kill her. Joni the Jehovah Witness stripper. One night down at the club, her daddy walked in. He didn't recognize, well, his daughter dancing. She wore a blonde wig, he had sunglasses. When she got naked, well, he started clapping. For Joni the Jehovah Witness stripper, I'll put $8 in her G-string. She'll deliver if her daddy only knew. He'd probably kill her. Joni the Jehovah Witness stripper. Joni, the Jehovah Witness stripper. I put $8 in her G-string, and she'll deliver wherever Daddy only knew. He'd probably kill her. Joni, the Jehovah Witness stripper. Oh, Joni, the Jehovah Witness stripper.
We're spending 60 minutes with Regina's own JJ Voss. That again was Joni, the Jehovah's Witness stripper. I feel like we really shouldn't dissect that song. We should just kind of move on. Okay? Because, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's time for, get ready for it, the contest. All right, the contest is our weekly segment we do each and every week here on Strip Down. We keep adding a prize to the prize bucket, and this week we got a big surprise for you. If you go back a couple months, we had a gentleman on our show who backed, dropped, and slid his feet into our hearts. I'm talking about Spider G. You're watching it right now. Yes, there he is, seducing Bryn, for lack of a better word. But he left us some merch, so this week added to the prize bucket for the contest is the official Spider G hat and shirt. This shirt is actually about the same size as the Broadway theater one. We're assuming we have a lot of thin young women that watch Strip Down, I guess. Let's hope so. But yes, I believe that's a women's small. So some Spider G merch. Let's throw some shots up of him dancing with Bryn again. There we go. Good stuff. All right. How do you join the contest? How do you enter? You gotta go to the Strip Down Facebook page. Then go into the photo section under the contest. We've put up 15 of our most iconic JPEGs from the first 140 episodes. All you have to do is leave a comment on which one you think is the most iconic moment. If it was the first 142, we would have had a JPEG of Spider G dancing with Bryn, but it just didn't make the cutoff. So vote, and you're in. That's all you need to know. Then on the season finale of season 5 here, we're going to draw one name from the draw drum. They're going to win the whole thing. There's pizza coupons in there, Broadway theater, tickets, $100.
Ooh.
Lots of good stuff. You can enter, Mr. Voss.
I will. I will.
All right. Yes. But I know you like Strip Down, just like I like JJ Voss, because it's all about the likes now.
That's right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I've got so many friends.
Yeah, it's strange. And we're probably pretty close to the same age. Did you remember in like the late 90s just how different it was just like 10 years ago, just the musical landscape?
Well, just everything.
I guess, but
we're ruled by our phones and our social networking sites now.
It's true. 2006, Hillbilly Storybook, debut album.
Yeah, it was 08.
08.
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah.
It was a success. Thoughts, look back.
Yeah, it was for me. It was a good first foot forward as a solo artist. Like I've been a musician my whole life. I traveled in bands as a side guy, as a guitar player. Went on the road when I first started my first band when I was like 13 years old, and we started playing bars when I was 15. And right up to 19, then I jumped out and I went on the road playing full time, and we did 6 nights a week in nightclubs. But I was a side guy guitar player, and I always had the aspirations to be to be a front man, to be an artist, to be a songwriter. Yeah. But the little town that I came from, it was a sports oriented town, and you did your best to blend in. If you stuck out anymore, and I wasn't very good at sports, so, and I aspired to be a hippie musician, and you didn't fit in well enough as a bench warmer at the sports games. So being a musician, you didn't really fit in all that well. So if I was to put my foot forward as a solo artist, a person would have got beat up a lot more.
Oh, that's terrible. You grew up in a small farm in rural Saskatchewan during tough economic times in the 80s.
Yeah.
that it kind of explains the Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Steve Earle kind of
Yeah, the underdog thing.
the underdog
Yeah.
thing. So that's kind of how you championed yourself as an underdog.
Yeah, well, it was, I guess, that kind of played into being like, it was a jock town, it was a sports town, right? And so it didn't really fit in there. And then we lived on a little farm. We had cattle, we had some land. The land wasn't great farmland, so it was a tough, like it was hard work as a kid, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I was gonna say you probably got lots of material about the fact that you didn't fit in though when it came finally time to songwrite.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're not gonna write about hitting the home run and
yeah.
playing on the soccer team.
Yeah.
So you said you wouldn't change it for anything in the world.
No.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you tough, I think.
It really does. You have to be tough, especially with doing what you're doing. Mm-hmm. I don't think weak people can make it in the music industry.
Not stick it out. No, you can get started, but in order to stick it out, you have to
build up that skin.
Your skin has to be like leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, JJ Voss. I don't want to get heavy on time. I don't want to do too much talking, so let's jump into another song before we take our next commercial break. I never knew how much talking about the contest took up our time. And then when I go back and watch the show, I'm like, wow, I talked about that for 10 minutes. That sucks. Okay. What's song number 4?
This one is going to be, I'm going to be sending it out to radio in April. It's going to be my first single off the new record. The new record is called Show 'Em Who's Voss. And,
Brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
I see what you did there.
And this one, it started out, and basically the theme of it goes back to how I grew up and how my parents, how we operated and the way things went. And this one's called It's a Pride Thing.
It's a pride thing. JJ Voss.
Turning dirt all day on a worn out plow, making the bills by the sweat of his brow, but he sleeps real good when he lays down at night. And now he don't make much, so he lives real lean. His hands are dirty, but the money's clean, and there's something about standing on your own. Well, this ain't no story about chasing dreams. It ain't about reaching for the big brass ring. It's about working for what you need. Well, it's a pride thing. At a checkout counter on her feet all day. It's a dead-end job, but you don't complain. With a kid at home, you do what you gotta do. When you're shopping for clothes at the second-hand store, it ain't about vogue, it's making sure that they've always got enough to get them through. This ain't no story about chasing dreams. It ain't about reaching for the big brass ring. It's about working for what you need. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a pride thing. You going when the going's tough, and when you fall down, what picks you up? Working 14 years down a nickel mine wasn't exactly what he had in mind, but when the shift is done, he leaves it all behind. He's got a beautiful girl and a couple of kids. He's their world and they're his, and it ain't a little thing when you've got peace of mind. Well, this ain't no story about chasing dreams. It ain't about reaching for the big brass ring. It's about working for what you need. You know what I mean. Well, this ain't no song about chasing dreams, and it ain't about reaching out for big brass rings. It's about working for what you need. You know what I mean. Yeah, it's a pride thing.
We're watching Stripped Down with Regina's own JJ Voss. We're gearing up for our second commercial break, but really quickly, that's the first single off the upcoming album,
Yes.
new album. Okay, we're going to talk about that album right after this.
All natural things on Earth and how they interact is biodiversity. From the microscopic to the mighty, from the smallest body of water to the coldest, from underground to the highest ground. When biodiversity is rich, we can count on the natural world to produce the oxygen we breathe, filter and purify the water we drink, and grow the plants we rely on for food and medicine. Due to human activities, biodiversity is being lost faster than nature can replenish it. So let's do what we can to help preserve biodiversity. Create natural spaces and plant native species. Take part in a wildlife survey. Get out and experience Canada's amazing variety of wildlife. And that's just a start. To learn more about biodiversity and how you can help protect it, visit hww.ca.
The following sponsors are proud to support local community programming on Shaw. Long and McQuaid, 721 43rd Street East, Saskatoon, 244-0509, or online at long-mcquaid.com. Ultimo Euromoto. (204 3rd Avenue South in downtown Saskatoon), 664-6640.
Mr. Sicily Pizza and Pasta is proud to sponsor community programming on Shaw TV. Mr. Sicily, located at the corner of 51st and Miller in the north end of Saskatoon. 975-0345. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ Voss.
You don't have to tell me time's ticking away, 'cause the years are showing now. No need to remind me of the choices I've made. I wouldn't change them anyhow, 'cause I see a picture so clear in my mind. She's strong, steady, and true, with a heart on fire and a soul just like mine. And I know she's looking too. I'm playing for keeps, and I'm holding out for number one. Till my heart skips a beat, I'm playing for keeps. I'm looking for you. 'Cause I know you're out there and it's a matter of time. Don't ask me how, I just know. And I've done all right now out here on my own. But in the end, who wants to be alone? I'm looking ahead, not looking behind. I'm doing the best I can do, and I'm willing to bet, lay it all on the line. Baby, how about you? I'm playing
You are watching Strip Down with Regina's own JJ Voss. That was beautiful. What was that
thanks.
song?
Pardon me?
What was the song?
Oh, called Playing for Keeps.
Playing for Keeps?
Yeah.
New or old?
Yeah, that's a new one that's coming out on the next record.
Oh yeah, let's jump into it. The next record.
Yes.
What did you learn from the last record that you put into this one? How does it compare? What are people going to get?
It's a progression. It's definitely after the first one. Again, it was a start for me, and it was a way of putting my foot forward as a solo act. Now I've really spent a lot of time and work on my writing, and I've gotten people to help. Like I've done co-writing. I've been going back and forth to Nashville about 3 times a year for the last couple of years, and the songs are getting better. I'll never, like, songs are like kids. I'm not gonna say I like one more than another, but for where I'm at right now, this is a good representation of who I am as an artist.
Good. So you're excited for it?
Very
what's
much
the date,
so.
Is it?
The first single's going out April 2nd.
Okay.
The album is going to be, I might not have the manufacturing done, the hard copies, but I'm going to have it up on iTunes for the beginning of April as well.
But you do want a hard copy?
Oh, definitely.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, you got to have that.
Oh yeah. Some people don't share that opinion.
Well, for songwriters, for just to go out and play house concerts and play coffee shops and pubs and whatnot, without a hard copy,
You're not making money.
you're not doing anything. Yeah.
When you contacted me a couple months ago, you kind of said, "Hey, we talked a couple years ago. I'm ready to play Strip Down now. I've got a new project coming out." I was like, "You could have come on and played the old project. You're JJ Voss. It's kind of a big deal. We weren't waiting for you to do something new." But
You're too kind.
Oh no, it's great. It's seriously an honor to have you.
For
on
me, it
tonight.
has to be legitimate. I have to be promoting something, and this is my new thing. So.
So in a perfect world, what does this album do for you?
It gets me out nationally and internationally. I'm focusing on Canada for from April to like fall, and releasing some radio singles and doing a push that way, and as much media as I can do. Then in fall, I'm going to focus on the U.S., the Americana market. There's a festival down there in October that I'm planning on going to, and I'm going to try to get showcases and that type of thing. So, yeah, in a perfect situation, it gets me out on the road, selling my craft, selling my wares.
That's perfect. Perfect situation for you.
Yeah, hopefully.
Awesome. All right. Again, I don't want to go heavy on time, so I want to make sure you get all 3 of your last songs in. So if you're ready with a quick tune, we'll play song number 6 before we take our last commercial break. What's the backstory on this?
This one is called Breaking Things, and
Self-explanatory?
well, it's funny, you barely know me and you laughed like you do, so I think it's, yeah.
Yeah?
It's about when you sit down to co-write with virtual strangers, I wondered how legit is it, or how real is it going to be, because it's very important for me to do songs that are real to me and about me, and for anybody that knows me, we hit the nail right on the head with this one.
You break things.
Well, figuratively and maybe sometimes literally. But
Awesome. JJ Voss, break things.
I had a sunburst Gibson J45. Swore I'd have it with me till the day I die. Got mad one night and I threw it against the wall. Damn it all, tearing things up, tearing them down, staring at the pieces laying all around. It ain't never my plan, it's just the way I am. I'm taking one step, falling back 3, can't blame nobody but stupid old me. Yeah, I'm a screw-up king, always breaking things. I had a pretty sweet gig in a kick-ass band, had a deal on the table with a record man, but I wanted more, I thought it wasn't good enough. Blew it off, I'm tearing things up, tearing them down, staring at the pieces laying all around. It ain't never my plan, it's just the way I am. I'm taking one step, falling back 3, can't blame nobody but stupid old me. Yeah, I'm the screw-up king, always breaking things. screw-up king, always breaking things. Taking one step, falling back three, can't blame nobody but stupid old me. Yeah, I'm the screw-up king, always breaking things. Always breaking things.
JJ Voss with Breaking Things. We have to wrap up our hour with Mr. Voss, who came all the way up from Regina, when Strip Down returns after this last commercial break.
Up and down, around, solutions that one never found. A tug of war, a hockey puck, drifting on the workers'
Do you know where your tap water comes from? It can come from one of two sources, groundwater or surface water. Surface water often begins as snowfall that accumulates in the winter and melts into our rivers and lakes. Cities will treat it to get rid of most of the impurities and then send it down the pipes, under the streets, and into our homes. The problem is, the quality of water is being damaged by our activities, and as our earth warms up, there may be less water available in the future. How can we look after our water resources? Find out where your water comes from and how it is being protected. Use less when you're showering, brushing your teeth, or watering your lawn. And never pour toxins like cleaning solutions down a toilet, sink, or storm drain as it ends up in our rivers and lakes. It's our turn to take care of this planet, and I think we can do a better job. What do you think?
The following sponsors are proud to support local community programming on Shaw. Long and McWade, 721 43rd Street East, Saskatoon, 244-0509, or online at long-mcquade.com. Ultimo Euromoto. (204 3rd Avenue South in downtown Saskatoon), 664-6640.
Memories we cherish, moments captured in time.
This is Matthew Halton of the CBC.
Hello, Canada and hockey fans in the United States.
Oscar Peterson est un spécialiste de la musique populaire.
Le hockey des Canadiens.
No, I heard they were taking on guys to the cannery next week, just when we leave.
Do you remember? How could we forget?
Strong winds that blow lonely. There was a time in this fair land when the railroad did not run.
À ta santé, Cécile.
And all call Rusty.
Our mom got us these to keep us from biting our toenails, eh?
Mr. Levesque, have you become a symptom? No.
Canada's recorded treasures. Help keep them alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, JJ Voss.
On the night I hit the wall, it sure was winter took the fall. Well, you know every dog has its day. At least that's what the old folks say. There's so much I don't recall. Well, on the night I hit the wall, and she had eyes of ketamine and a kiss of nicotine. And absence makes the heart go fonder, leaves a troubled mind to ponder. There's so much much I don't recall. On the night I hit the wall, one-way ticket, two of us. It's 3 in the morning, strangers waiting for the bus. No hotel, motel with them paper thin walls. They're all doing what we're doing all the way down the hall. One-way ticket, two of us. It's 3 in the morning, strangers waiting for the bus. No hotel, motel with them paper thin walls. They're all doing what we're doing all the way down the hall. On the night I hit the wall, this tattoo here should say it all. And I carry a memory on my arm. She my mojo, my good luck charm. Back to her I'd surely crawl. Like the night I hit the wall. Ought to be a kicking mule in her stall. Like the night I hit the wall.
We are wrapping things up with Regina's own JJ Voss, the man who worked all night, had no sleep, drove up to Saskatoon early this morning, did a radio interview, and just hung out all day.
I did.
Slept in your car for a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit good. And played Stripped Down tonight. Thank you so much.
It was great
for
to be
coming
here.
up.
Thanks a lot for having me, and long overdue. Hopefully
Oh,
we can do it
absolutely.
again.
I'm not making this up. I get to officially cross JJ Voss off my list of people who have never been on Stripped Down that I really wanted on Stripped Down.
Well, I hope I can come back sometime.
Absolutely. I'm pretty much down to Jordan, Cook, and Wyatt of like original, when I first was like, we're doing the show. Here's my giant list of people I want on. Full band? Would you come on with a full band?
It might be tough if we can line something up where if
You're
we
on
have some
tour?
other shows, going on. Being a solo artist, like I don't have per se partners or band members that way. It would be pretty costly to hire.
Pretty costly. Well, with our budget of 0, I don't know if I can make
Well,
that happen.
unless I can maybe stake out and catch compromising pictures of the other band members and threaten them with it. Maybe we can get them up that way.
Everyone needs goals. Everyone needs goals. That last song, right out of the last commercial break, what was that?
That one was called The Night I Hit the Wall. I wrote that one with Mike Plume and Clayton Bellamy of the Roadhammers, and Clayton's got his own solo career going on right now that's really exploding.
Okay. You're tuning, so I'll give you a second here. Hey, camera guys, we haven't done this for a while. Hey, Zach, shoot Alexa. And Doug, shoot Zach. Let's meet a couple new people here. This is good times. All right, take your pick who you want to showcase. There he is. There's our Zach. He's hiding behind the camera. He's a new addition. Oh, come on, lean out a bit. There. Oh, he's tall and he's rock and roll. That's Zach, everybody. And there she is. Welcome to Stripped Down, Alexa. Stick with us, kid, and one day maybe you too can be dancing with Spider G. We can all dream. So, album about to drop.
Yes, it's going to be out in April.
And how could people get their hands on that once April hits?
iTunes. Just look me up on iTunes, JJ Voss, and go over to Facebook and join my. Go like me.
Yeah.
Look me up there, or else Twitter. I kind of have the Twitter and the Facebook accounts all tied together, so they're. I update one, and then they all get it.
You got to do it that way.
Yeah.
JJVoss.com, is that still the website to kind of send everybody to? They can get all the links from there.
You can buy hard copies from there. I got my store set up there, so if you want a physical copy of the album, go there. And I sell copies of the first record as well. So.
Okay. Kind of an exciting time for our Regina musicians coming up next year. The actual the Junos, I believe.
Yeah, there's lots going on. We got the WCMAs this year in Regina, and then the Junos next year. And then with the Canadian Country Music Awards going to be in Saskatoon this year. It's I happen to luck out. It's a good year to be releasing music.
Which are you the most excited for? I'm guessing you're going to be involved in all of them.
Yeah, I think the WCMAs, for my money, it's got the coolest feel going on. It's the most indie feel. It seems to be about the music and about musicians connecting and really networking and helping each other out. And you learn a lot from indie musicians.
Okay.
The other ones, it's a little bit more geared towards the ones that have management and push behind them already. So, and the people that don't kind of walk on the outside and.
Enjoy Juno Fest, but that's about as close as they get, right?
Yeah, Juno Fest is really cool.
Yeah. I remember Ryan Bolt, lead singer of the Deep Dark Woods, when the Junos came here in 2007, he played Juno Fest, then went off about the actual Junos. It was like, it's all, who your label is and everything.
Well, a lot of the bigger ones
I just kind of stood there with my
yeah.
microphone and went, okay, we'll just let this roll. We'll let them go.
Well, good on them. Sometimes it's not popular to speak up, but I mean, and the Deep Dark Woods signed a deal with Sugar Hill down in the States. They played the Americana Association Festival.
So does that make them hypocrites or not? I'm just joking. I grew up with Ryan Bolt. I love him to death.
No, well, that Americana festival that I'm planning on going to in October, that was between there and the WCMAs were the two coolest festivals I've ever been to, because it really is about the artists and about the music. And the Deep Dark Woods went down there, and the people were raving about them. The guys that cut my new record, the band that played on it, they asked me, say, do you know those guys? We saw them last year at the Americana thing, and they were great.
If you want to sell a number, I can give it to you. I'm name dropping Ryan Bolt from the Deep Dark Woods. It was like the one person I knew growing up that went on to become famous.
Oh,
so I'm
awesome.
like, I'm tight with him. I'd make sure I text him at least twice a day. And
I'm happy for
I know
them.
you're famous, so I'm sponging off you. I might need $10 somewhere down the road. JJ Voss. Final thoughts here on Strip Down. 144 episodes in the making. Again, it was an honor having you on tonight, seriously.
Thanks a lot for having me. You guys do a great job, your entire staff, your crew. You guys got a great thing going, and let's hope that we're going to be 280. Let's hope.
I'll mark you on 280.
Okay, book me for that one, and then maybe somewhere in the middle.
All right, I guess that's it. Before you play us out of here, I got to thank JJ Voss and tonight's cast and crew for helping out with Strip Down. Again, some new faces, kind of a time of transition here with the crew. So many of our loyal crew members moving on, going to post-secondary. So season 6.
It looks like you're in good hands. These guys did a great job.
Yeah, one guy's been raising the roof behind the camera all night. I'm loving it. Big thanks to our sponsors, Long & McQuaid, Mr. Sicily Pizza, and Ultimo Uramoda. For all things Strip Down, go to the Strip Down Facebook page. Again, make sure you like it. Then go to JJ Voss's page and like it. Just like anything you find on Facebook tonight. It'll be fun. I'll be doing the same thing. It'll be like this weird connection on the other sides of Saskatchewan. I'll be liking things. You'll be liking things. It'll be a moment. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time today, I want to shake your hand again. It's been an honor.
Thanks,
JJ Voss.
Feels like it's time for a change. Let go of the hatred, let go of the pain. I see a storm cloud coming, oh, bring on the rain. Feels like it's time for a change. I've been walking around the streets of this town,
Coming up this week on Strip Down, we have a brand new episode making the drive up all the way from the Queen City, Regina. Ladies and gentlemen, it's JJ Voss.
Well, this ain't no